Have you ever noticed that some older adults seem to have a particular scent that they themselves don't always detect? It's not simply about missing a shower. There's a less obvious area that many of us overlook, and it might be affecting you too. I'm going to share what it is and how to address it effectively so you can maintain your sense of freshness and self-assurance, because everyone deserves to be remembered favorably. Let's talk plainly, shall we? The concept of old people smell is something we've all encountered, often whispered or thought about, sometimes by younger individuals who believe they're immune to aging's effects. But the truth is, it's a real phenomenon, and it's more complex than just a lack of cleanliness. It's rooted in the biological changes that come with aging, a detail often omitted when we're warned about wrinkles or joint pain. No one tells you one day your scent will change too. As we age, our bodies undergo transformations beyond the surface. Our skin, once a self-regulating marvel, starts to produce fewer natural oils. These oils are essential for locking in moisture, protecting us from the environment, and even removing dirt and bacteria. With less oil, our skin becomes drier, and dead skin cells don't shed as efficiently. They linger, particularly in warm, moist, hidden areas. There's also a chemical compound called 2-nonenal, which you might not recognize by name, but have likely smelled. It's responsible for that musty, slightly greasy aroma often associated with aging. This isn't just sweat or a mist bath, it's a scent resulting from the natural breakdown of fatty acids in our skin as we age, and is persistent. A simple bar of soap and a quick rinse often aren't enough. You can scrub vigorously, but if you're not targeting the right areas with the right technique, the scent remains. It can permeate your clothes, bedding, and furniture. We might not notice it ourselves because our noses become accustomed to our own smells, but others will. Consider the experience of a woman I know named Alina. She was always impeccably dressed and maintained a meticulous home. However, she started to notice that her grandchildren didn't seem to linger as long during visits, and her friends kept a slight distance during social gatherings. Initially, she couldn't understand why, but after learning about 2-nonenal and its sources, she realized that she needed to adjust her hygiene routine. Knowing the underlying causes empowers you to take control, shift the narrative, and ensure you're not the subject of hushed whispers. Why is it that older adults are more susceptible to this odor compared to younger individuals? The answer lies in the gradual changes in our biology. Our skin's ability to shed old cells slows down, causing dead cells to accumulate on the surface. These cells mix with sweat, skin oils, and pollutants, creating an environment where bacteria thrive. Furthermore, 2-nonenal production increases as we age. This compound is formed when fatty acids in our skin break down over time. The resulting scent is tenacious, and simply masking it with perfume or body spray is often ineffective. In fact, these fragrances can sometimes clash with 2-nonenal, creating an even more unpleasant combination. Certain areas of the body, particularly those where skin meets skin or where air circulation is limited, tend to amplify this scent. While underarms and the groin area are often considered, there's one spot that's frequently overlooked. A circumflexure is a hidden troublemaker that can quietly work against you if you're not paying attention. For instance, a retired teacher named Arthur was always active and social. He enjoyed playing golf and attending community events. However, he began to notice that people seemed to avoid standing too close to him. He tried using stronger deodorants and colognes, but the problem persisted. It wasn't until he consulted a dermatologist who pointed out the importance of thoroughly cleaning a specific area of his body that he found a solution. Remember to subscribe for more informative content like this, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future updates. The spot that nearly everyone misses, especially older adults, is behind the ears. It sounds basic, almost childish, like something your mother nagged you about when you were young. But this tiny area deserves more attention than it gets. I bet that you can't recall the last time you gave the spot a proper scrub, not just a quick swipe or letting the shower water trickle down. When was it exactly? Most of us don't even consider it, and that's where the trouble begins. The skin behind your ears is thinner and more delicate than you might think, and it's loaded with oil glands. The shape of the area, a small fold, creates a natural pocket where sweat, oils, and grime can accumulate unnoticed. We shampoo our hair and assume the suds will take care of everything, but that's a myth. It's not just sweat. This area is a magnet for oil from your scalp, traces of hair products, flakes of dead skin, and even dust or pollen. Wearing earrings, glasses, or a high-collared coat can press this mist tighter against your skin, trapping it in place. Because it's hidden from view, it's easily forgotten. Over time, this build-up ferments and turns sour. I recall several years ago hearing about this and thinking it couldn't be true. However, out of curiosity, I used a damp cloth behind my ears one evening and was shocked by the unpleasant smell. No one had ever warned me. The thing is, no one will tell you. Your family might notice, and your friends might catch a whiff, but they're unlikely to speak up. They'll just adjust their behavior, perhaps skipping a hug or sitting a little farther away. That subtle distance is heartbreaking, especially when it's easily fixed. Consider the case of Margaret, a vibrant woman who loved to volunteer at a local library. She always took pride in her appearance and maintained a regular grooming routine. However, she started to feel self-conscious when she noticed that the children she read seemed to inch away from her. It wasn't until a close friend gently suggested that she pay more attention to cleaning behind her ears that she realized the source of the problem. What happens if you continue to ignore this area? The consequences aren't just cosmetic, they're social and can be subtle. If you don't clean behind your ears properly, you're setting yourself up for a silent stink. You won't notice it because you're accustomed to your own scent, but others will. The oils from your scalp and skin accumulate, and bacteria move in, thriving in the warm, moist environment. They feast on the oils on dead skin, breaking them down into compounds that smell unpleasant. Perfume or body spray won't work, they can backfire, creating a bizarre mix of sweet and sour. Over time, neglecting this area can also affect your skin health. You might notice redness, itching, or small bumps. Your pillowcase might start to smell off, or the collar of your shirt might become discolored. Worst of all, it affects the people around you. They won't say anything, but you'll feel it as circumflex years, or friends switching from a hug to a pat, grandchildren not lingering as long, someone scooting their chair away. It's not because they don't care, it's human instinct. That subtle pulling away chips away at connections. For example, a grandfather named George loved spending time with his grandchildren, but he noticed that they seemed less enthusiastic about sitting on his lap during story time. He couldn't understand why, but after learning about the importance of hygiene in often overlooked areas, he made a change. The solution to keeping things fresh and clean is easier than you might think. You don't need expensive products or gadgets. All it takes is effort and consistency. The secret isn't about scrubbing yourself raw, it's about adopting a gentle, practical routine that fits into your daily life. Next time you're in the shower, after washing your hair and body, take a moment to focus on those spots that often get neglected. Use a small amount of your regular body wash or a mild facial cleanser and gently massage it into the area with your fingertips. Then, rinse thoroughly with warm water, ensuring all residue is removed. Finally, pat the area dry with a soft, clean towel. Drying properly is essential to prevent moisture from lingering. Consistency is key. Make this a regular part of your shower routine. Now that we're discussing forgotten areas, let's highlight a few others that often go unnoticed. These places can quietly collect sweat, oils, and bacteria, leading to that same musty, uncomfortable feeling. One is under the breasts. For anyone with a fuller chest, as skin falls beneath, the breast can become a hotspot for sweat, oils, and dead skin cells. After washing, dry the area thoroughly. A light dusting of body powder or a quick spritz of body spray can help. Another is belly folds. Those creases trap moisture, sweat, and oils. Wash as usual and dry the area completely. Don't overlook your feet, specifically between the toes. Sweat builds up there, especially if you wear closed-toe shoes. Wash your feet, working a soapy cloth between each toe, then rinse and dry thoroughly. Foot powder can help. Finally, consider the back of your knees and elbows. These spots collect sweat and oils. Make sure they get a gentle cleanse, rinse, and dry. This might seem like a lot of attention to detail, but it's worth it. Once you start caring for these areas, you'll feel a wave of freshness wash over you. It's not just about banishing odor, it's about self-respect and honoring yourself with the care you deserve. As we age, that sense of self-respect becomes even more vital. When you don't have to worry about the old people smell, you'll notice a shift. You'll step out into the world with renewed confidence. Hugs from friends and family will be welcomed without hesitation. More than anything, it's about dignity. You'll feel proud that you're presenting yourself in the best possible way, and that age is just a number, not a sentence. Let's shift gears and think about the people we care about as circumflex years, our children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews. These tips are just as valuable for them as they are for us. Life gets hectic for everyone, so share this wisdom. Teaching your loved ones to care for their bodies in these simple ways can boost their confidence and keep them feeling fresh. Age is irrelevant when it comes to missing spots. Be the one to pass along this knowledge, showing them how to give those hidden areas a quick scrub, explaining the importance of drying properly, and sharing the tricks you've learned. It's like giving them a gift, a circumflex year as a legacy of good habits. Remember, something so small and easy to fix shouldn't have the power to shape how people remember you or how you feel about yourself. Ladies, we've covered a lot today, from the sneaky spot behind the ears to the small changes that can bring back your freshness and confidence. I'd love to hear what you've learned and what you plan to put into practice. And as you continue to seek ways to enhance your well-being, you'll find even more valuable information coming your way if you stay connected.